All right. Well, good morning. And here is the second day of the factory build. We're going to break this up into a couple days. So this is still the building of the day. What I did here, sorry about the camera bouncing around. I'm holding on to an iPad with one hand and trying to keep it steady, which is really hard to do. So, sorry about the bouncing video here. So, what we did here, like I said yesterday, I took some DSL copies with DSL sidewalls, Pine Canyon fronts. Here's another Pine Canyon front, which started off a three-story section like that, but I trimmed a few pieces off when I made that the two-story building. And so I modified this a bit. I carved out a big hole here for the door. And this is a Pike stuff or a Rick's kit. Not sure which one they're marketing that under. I have the package here somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. I don't see it without digging. So, anyways, so you get the doors from Rick's from Pike stuff, Rick's kits. Look it up on the internet. You'll be able to find their site. So this building here is the Rick's kit building. The parts that I had, or Pike stuff is also another company name they go by. And it's basically a metal shed, so I'm making it as a lean-to. Added some supports inside for the roof. And just square it up a little bit. And then added corner supports. Now the corners on these Rick's kits are beveled on the edges, little sidewalls, so they go together really nice. So when you cut them, if you have to cut them short or something like that, remember that you got to make that bevel, or else you'll have a weird gap on the other side. So you just want to, file it down or sand it, trim it down. And another thing with the Rick's kits is that's kind of cool is that they have internal cutouts for doors and windows. Now this stuff is all HO scale doors and windows, so it's really not very helpful for what we need. But on the end pieces here, let's take a look here. Now here you got some big dock doors that you can carve out, and the lines are pretty far through, so it's really easy to make these nice and straight. And what I did is I just used two of the corners as basically reference points to keep things square. Get that out of there. And the dock height, for some reason, it's HO dock height, but it works just fine with my 1/64 scale vehicles as far as being the proper height. So, but like I said before with HO, sometimes there's measurements, any company that makes scale products, sometimes their idea of the proper scale is not quite correct. But anyways, you're able to use the two corners here. That's what I did. I used the two corners, kind of help keep it square, and then just carved out the other two edges here. And I did that with just like I do cutting styrene, using the back of the point here, and scribing. I'm just kind of doing this, so if you haven't seen my videos before, you'll get the general idea. So you just want to scribe along the lines and dig out instead of using the blade with the edge, because when you use the blade with the edge, you can walk, the blade can move back and forth. You can get a really weird cut, and if you're really pulling hard with it, and all of a sudden it goes, and it goes right across your hand. Next thing you know, you got a trip to the ER. So always be careful of these buggers. And but yeah, using the back corner like that to scrape out your lines is much easier, safer, and it gets it done a lot quicker. And it's more accurate. That is your tip of the day. So, I don't know what I'm going to do with this building. Right now, it's pretty much ready to put the roof supports in and cut the roofs. Uh, get it ready for painting the rest of the way. There's a few small gaps that need to be filled with putty. What else we got going on with this? Uh, so basically, yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this building. It was a fun build, though. I ended up actually doing it last night rather than this morning. I ended up staying up late last night working on this, and then couldn't get to sleep for a little while, so I ended up actually in bed for a few extra hours this morning. I didn't get up at 2 in the morning. So, anyways, I do have more of the Rick's kit parts left. I see the package. There's a Rick's kit parts. Here's the package for the doors, if you're interested. Now these are HO scale doors, and they're supposed to be 12 by 12 scale feet. Now that's for HO scale. Okay, for S scale, they're 9 by 9 feet, and 9 foot high, 9 foot wide. It's a good size for a dock door. You could use it for a garage door, but on residential garage doors are generally 7 feet tall, so you need to take off 2 feet to make this a garage door for a house. But you could do it. Modern garage doors, single garage doors, are 8-9 feet wide. Older garage doors from like before the 2000s, I think, would be 7 feet wide. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the general thing, is that the single garage doors were narrower because the cars were narrower, I guess. Not really. I mean, if you look at the mid 70s, they were huge. But anyways, I digress. The SUVs we have nowadays are just ginormous. So what I would do with this is I would cut a section out of this. I would take a piece, a 2-foot piece, scale piece out of this, but I'd take it out of the middle more, towards the top probably, and that way you could keep the top trim, or you could just shave it off the top, this whole top piece off, get it to 7 feet scale feet, and then just use a piece of trim if you want to do it that way too. But you could use these on a house if you wanted to. You can go with the 9 feet tall if it wouldn't be too far off, a couple feet. But if you wanted it more accurate, shave 2 feet off of it, and you have. And I wouldn't do it off the bottom, because if you do it off the bottom, that's going to lower these windows down to a point where it's not going to look right. So if you do trim these doors, you're going to want to take the trim off the top, not the bottom. What else we got going on today? Basically, this is it. I know I got a little long-winded on this, but I felt I should explain a few things with the Rick's kits and the Pike Stuff parts. And I think they're great kits. They are HO, but that's kind of a universal. These buildings are made for more of a universal size. So as long as you have the doors to scale, it'll look right. Because you got to remember that in the real world, buildings are all different sizes. And in a 2-story, you look at you take a dozen 2-story buildings, and you're going to see variations in height, in size of these buildings, even though they're considered a 2-story building. So with these Rick's kits, these factory kits like this, you could build any building you want. It's a good way to make a cheap building. I think the kits, they go, $30-40. But if you're looking at, if you want to make a shop or something like that, buy some of the doors, get some of like the rail scale tall doors. Let me grab one here. Sorry about. And these are rail scale doors. And these are like your shop doors. I use them a lot on, I use them a lot actually. They're good doors. I've used them on a lot of different buildings. And I think these are 14 by 14, something like that, or 14 by 12. I'm not sure what the scale size is, but these are 1/64 scale. And you can get them at rail scale models. So, you know, you buy a pack of these and you buy a Rick's kit and you can make yourself a building. You know, it's still not going to be cheap, but it would probably be cheaper than if you bought the textured styrene from Evergreen and made the building yourself. So it's a lot. It's cheaper than doing that. All right. So please like, subscribe, and comment. I do appreciate it all, and we will see you tomorrow.